All right, here we go. It is Monday. Means it is time for a random stream at a random time and a random game. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's see. We need to spin to figure out what we are going to play. Just a moment and we will do that. Excuse me. All right. Spin, 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 spin. Secret World Legends. Wow, the random keeps coming up with Secret World. Well, that's what we're going to be doing then. Now, do we want to do more anniversary? I don't know about that. We've been doing a lot of that, haven't we? But what the heck? Let's figure out what we're gonna do here by first logging in. Secret World Legends is amazing. It is a pretty good game, actually. It's a very story driven, very fun to play. Been playing it for about 6 years now. So I've been playing it almost since launch. Yeah, it's a good game. It's you know, generally it's not as grindy. It just goes through and you play through the game. Like I say, it's very story driven. The Secret World Legends revamp did a lot of good things for it. You know, some things that were peevy to people and not happy for some people, but for the most part, I enjoy the improvements that they've made and the changes they made. Of course, they cut PvP out almost entirely. So if that was your thing, then yeah, you're kind of SOL. But I really enjoy the game. And let's see if we can get it to go here. Taking a moment. We'll go ahead and play with Ray today. He's my low-level character. Got a few things we can do with her for sure. Give me a moment here while we finish this up. And then we will be good to go. All right. This down. Go ahead and turn off the music. I need to turn my sound back on. Had it turned off for a radio show. because we had the quite a bit of fun this weekend with the Happy Tentacle Radio 5th anniversary, and there was Beyond the Veil podcast, Club Catharsis shows. It's kicked it all off. Yeah, it's been a really good anniversary event so far. Lots of fun. So we're definitely going to keep on with that. But like I say, we've been playing a lot of the the anniversary event lately on streams, and I'm sure everybody else has been streaming it. So it might be good to just go back and play the game itself. Yeah, this is my low level character. We'll just stay in this outfit, but we definitely need to fix that audio. Go. The faction colored bead jetpack that my character is wearing is actually from the current lockbox. Cool. Of course, it's really just a sprint, so you don't actually fly, but you know. Okay, let's see. We are following the map to find the first piece. First piece of... Oh, it's been a while.
Special assignment received. Initializing.
Now we've got a side mission that pops up here. These will just randomly drop for us, and so we're going to go ahead and do that one. Alright. Yeah, the game is very straightforward. It's got a lot of story. That is, you can play through the main story, and there's a lot of stuff that you can skip, but there's a lot of stuff that you shouldn't skip because it's really fun to watch. Secret World Legends doesn't have classes. They have starter decks that you grab, but you can actually learn every ability in the game on a single character. It just takes time. I'm currently using Blood and Chaos. They have, like I say, they have starter decks, especially if you're a newer player or a free-to-play player. You're going to get you're going to have a set of classes to start out with, and those will be your initial powers. But as a long-term player, I have access to all the power sets because I played Secret World Legends where we had all power sets to start with. You can unlock more power sets over time. I think they just cost marks of favor to unlock, I think, which is things that you can earn in game. But like I say, most older players, they have all these powers in already. I can show you that in just a minute. So if you pull up the powers, you've actually got all the power trees. And you can learn every single ability that there is. And same with the passives. Got them all. Gear really doesn't do much right now, but later on, there isn't like heal, DPS, or tank gear like there used to be. Now you rate your gear up, and then you can change it. Once you're after level 20, you can adjust. Do you want to focus on combat? Do you want to focus on defense, heals, all the above? You can move this around anywhere in here to balance out your power set. So it used to be really have an awful, at launch it had an awful like gear grind where you had to have multiple sets of gear for each role that you wanted to play. But now it's just you level up one set of gear and then you set it out. Very nice. And these are all things that the community asked for and the developers added. And we turn in our mission, which is kind of just a standard turn in for that particular random one, but we're going to go ahead and see if we can find the piece of the artifact we're looking for, I believe. Gonna keep on keeping on. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little powered up here. I've got okay gear for this area. This area is, you don't really need a lot of gear, and I have I have blue gear, which you don't really need for this area. But I don't even have a full gear set. But there's, some of your powers are really deadly to begin with. Like like this one is pretty good. Then I've got this person here who is a Phoenician who is pretty much on par with a player. So they're a little harder to fight. But again, I've got some really good gear.
Congratulations, mover.
Oh, and I leveled up to level 20. There's a piece in the park. Henry found something of the old barn by Winter that might point to the second piece. Follow up on it. So again, you have to follow the clues. This is related to Atlantic Island Park, which is what I did streams on all last month. So you can go back and look at those. It's basically a side story, a backstory, Secret World Legends that the main story goes past that you don't necessarily have to do, but it's a really cool story. This is actually part of the main story that sends you to Winter, Nicholas Winter. For now, and see, now I can move to tank, or I can move balance, or what have you. I typically tend to hang right around in this area. That way my personal heals do a little bit more oomph. I have a few more hit points, but for the most part I'm going to still, focus on damage. Because this area isn't hard by any stretch of the imagination. It's all mechanics anyway. A lot of Secret World fights are more about dodging and staying out of the red and all that stuff than actual gear. Excuse me. Okay, so we gotta find... And welcome to the chat and giving me somebody to talk to. That's always helpful. Yeah, I really enjoy this game, and this anniversary event with how everything's been going, it really feels like the Secret World that we've been used to playing. Secret World kind of went into a really low development cycle for about 2 to 3 years, where really nothing was coming out. But this feels a lot more like the game of old and the community that played it, and a lot more interaction from the developers. Hopefully that will continue as we leave the anniversary event. Hopefully this isn't just like a couple week thing. We'll see. Alright. So another side mission we did. More bosses, more regulars. Let's go ahead and see what we've got here. We need the relic, plus we also need to worry about all these guys. we completed a challenge, which gets us some in-game currency, some mark of favor. That's always fun. Those will good. Those will buy you cosmetics and gear upgrades and stuff like that. And they can be traded for the cash shop currency. So you're not. You can either, you know, you can always auction off your moth for things that you can buy in the cash shop, which are all cosmetics anyway. And you can also buy ability points that'll allow you to get more skills faster, but those are really expensive and I would never pay for those. But some people might. So I tend to play with our peers, so we have lots of events that we have and run that may have like, you know, 20-30 people in them, but for the most part you're either doing a lot of this solo or in groups of like 2 to 5. The zones themselves are capped out to 10 people, so that's a soft cap, but it's generally capped out to 10 people. So you won't run into a whole lot of people like competing for mobs and stuff like that. You can definitely join up with your friends and stuff like, and I've done so a lot. But it's a very solo big game. They especially when they switched over to Secret World Legends, they wanted to make the focus on the story and the role RPG aspect of it a little bit. So they cut down on the number of people that can be in a zone, and you know, kind of cut back some of the grouping elements. But it's still there, and you can still definitely do it if you have friends. So if you got friends that you want to play with, it's definitely a fun game to do that with. Alright, Jack the lad lost his head, left it where the lover's kiss serves him right. Left it where the lover's kiss, they said. Well, we might as well get these scarecrows, because that's going to give us our third mission. Oh, and it gave us a lore. Awesome. Your surge of supernatural energy jerked the scarecrows awake. They raged silently, vowing to continue killing. They will never stop. And so it goes in Kingsmouth on the Henderson farm. Archie was not the only magi to create walking scarecrows. Others around the world have enacted the same dark rites. Others have given bloody valentines to make the inanimate. Lovely. Obviously, it's a darker game. It's trying to be, you know, it's not like super scary horror. Although some of the missions can be very scary, but it's definitely a dark and dreary kind of world. But you are the hero still, so it's kind of like a odd balance between that. Yeah, the setting in Secret World is pretty much what got me. I was just trying it out, you know, on a free trial and all that stuff in 2012, and like, oh, and you know, the first couple missions just really grabbed me in. It was cool. Alright, search for the area referenced in the graffiti. Should be around the Tunnel of Love. I just need to figure out where that is. You know, I think after playing this game for 6 years, I would know everything. No, I don't. Mm-hmm. There we go. Swans. as people who watch the playthrough of the park, this is a lot different than the swans in the park, but they took a lot of license with that, but it still gave the same feel to it, which I really liked. The park is a standalone game if you didn't know that, but
Quick access inventory updated.
that's it's basically a psychological horror jump scare type thing. Sam Krieg, The Revenant Within. Find the author who specializes in the occult. Well, Sam Krieg, obviously, right? And it looks like we have some text messages from our handler down here.
This is more of a nice to have, but you know, sometimes it is nice to have things. Kudos.
That was just for leveling up to level 20. Again, talking about the anime allocation, where you can change that stuff. That's what I got at level 20. Nothing too outstanding right there, but a lot of times the phone calls are pretty fun. So we need to come over here where the lighthouse is in Sam Krieg. No, just, yeah. Oh, no worries. I'm playing along and... That's what we're doing. We're just out here playing video games in the middle of a Monday. It's a fun thing to do. Na, na. All right. There goes another player. Oh yeah, I love this game. And Kingsmouth and Solomon Island are some of the best parts of the game. It's the starter zones. They had an awards yesterday, and Kingsmouth won for best zone. It was in second place is one of the newest zones, Tokyo. I mean, this one really stands up. These lower levels really hold up to the test of time. Fun. Da, 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 da. Mr. Krieg.
I've sold almost 100 million books. That number baffles even me. It's not like I write for anyone but myself. I'm not what you'd call a populist. Murder, rape, incest, infanticide, sick, twisted, and cruel characters, suffering similar fates. Monsters, human and inhuman, haunting desolate spaces. A world controlled by misanthropes, torn asunder, reduced to bodily fluids, and still, people keep reading. Says a whole lot about the state of the world, doesn't it? My head isn't a good place for a visit, but you read one of my novels, that's exactly where you're going. I got a mean streak a mile wide, and the things I've seen make me loathe mankind. If we were to be wiped out tomorrow, all of us, I'd say not a minute too soon. Are you here for a signature? I'll make it out to Christ Almighty, since you're so intent on dying for our sins. Can't say I'm surprised to find your type in this place, at this point in time. I've been writing about your world for decades, and the secrets speak to me, torture me in my dreams. My only relief was with the keyboard, or a bottle. But the madness would always catch up with me, always pull me back, and I don't have the capacity for ignorance. I can't unsee what I've seen. I can't give back what I've learned. I can't come home after a long day at the office, beat the kids, fuck the wife, and pass out in front of a ball game with a case of Bud. I envy the sheep and their infinite capacity for ignorance. You know what they say, idiocy is bliss.
Not wrong.
Kingsmouth was founded by the Illuminati. This whole community, the entire island, was built by Kabbalists. They claim they picked this place because it was isolated, easy to protect. Bullshit. There's power here, begging to be released, and the Illuminati, they tried their best. In their arrogance, they believed they could tame it, use it somehow. That's why the entire island is riddled with esoteric markings and archaic symbols, with tunnels and secret rooms. They dug deep, and what they found scared them. They wised up eventually, moved on to bigger and better things, left the town to rot. Those who remained, well, who would they leave behind? Not their best and brightest, I can guarantee you that. Those people, they kept feeding on the power until it permeated everything. The town, the forest, the school. That's what brought me here, to succumb myself in evil, to understand it, learn about it, write about it. But it seemed to have faded, like the paint on the picket fences. This place seemed no more cruel than any other small town on this blighted continent, filled with pettiness and jealousy and murderous thoughts, but human. Boy, was I wrong. I'd say I got more than I bargained for, but you might think I got exactly what I deserved, and you'd probably be right.
Sam is very much a tribute to various horror authors that are showcased on the island, that's for sure.
The day the fog rolled in, I stood up here in this ivory tower and watched it all. It came like an avalanche, like a tsunami, obscuring everything in its path. First the shoreline, then the fields, the forest, the town. It lingered for a while before receding. There was no one left. The fog took them, all of them. At least that's what I thought at first glance. Turned out there were others who escaped the fog somehow. Me and the sheriff, she was paying a friendly visit. I was above it all. It didn't touch us. That night it was deathly quiet. The fog around the island obscured everything, sight and sound. One or two people tried to leave. They walked into that thick mist, and all we heard were the screams. The next morning with the dawn came the townsfolk returning from the sea, like one of my stories, followed by what the Wabanaki once called the Pale Men, the Draug. That's when I decided to stay put and keep writing. There's a strange inspiration to be found in imprisonment.
As referencing the fog and the missions for Tyler Freeborn, really get into the details of what happened with the fog and more, and how some people disappeared and some people didn't. Then goes into a lot of that. Those are in streams from a couple months ago. I believe I did those for May. They were really fun. That's again another story that you wouldn't see if you didn't actually go looking for it, because the main story does kind of skip it over. But it's definitely, there is so much to do outside just the main story that it's definitely worth revisiting. If you don't do it on the first time through, definitely go through and revisit later on.
Quick access inventory updated.
Occult relic piece, occult relic piece, occult relic. Give them a try. There we go. Did I mention I fucking hate purple? Yes. Yes. Kirsten, you have mentioned that before. Now we know the Phoenicians weren't at the amusement park just to enjoy a little family time. I can only imagine the repercussions from us beating them to the punch and gathering those relic pieces. Can't say I'm worried about it. Just surprised by their interest in Beaumont as well. Seems he sparked quite an interest. Either way, job well done. Keep up the good work and keep an eye out for any more Phoenicians storming out of the cracks. AG. Now this is when Kirsten's being friendly and nice. She won't always be friendly and nice. That's probably, So max level is 50. You will hit 50 well before you finish content. In fact, you have to hit 50 before you can move on to Transylvania. There is more to it than just getting to level 50, because the real leveling is the gear. And so beyond level 50, then you'll start going for gear, in the 200, 300, 400, 500 range for item power right here. And you'll just build this up over time. You can actually do most story content with less than 200 IP. But if you want to do dungeons, you want to do elites, which there are 10 levels of, then you really need to max out your gear. I don't really have any maxed out characters because I don't really do any dungeons. But I do have a couple characters in the 500 range. So they could do Elite 5s if they wanted to. But yeah, the level isn't really... There's, like say, you will only get about halfway through the game before you actually hit, by the time you hit level cap. Because that's not really the progression, it's just how your character advances to a certain point. We are going to, despite Sam Creek having some fun, we are going to keep on with the story and go straight to Innsmouth. Because Sam's fun, but the people at Innsmouth are even better. They've got Hayden Montag, who we're going to meet very soon here in just a moment, is voiced by the incredible Jeffrey Combs. And yeah, it's quite an experience. So we're definitely moving on in the story.
Yes?
But don't worry. You're not interrupting a parent-teacher evening or now. I'm the witch doctor in residence. It's my lot to teach the kids responsibility over the balance of life and death, given and taken. So this has really pissed the curriculum up a wall.
It is a great setback for us all. Loss of life among the faculty always brings up inconvenient questions.
I appreciate the pep talk, HJ.
The last time Mr. Montag gave me a pep talk, I had nightmares for the rest of the semester.
Anyway, you may already have run into some of the students' familiars out there. They look a fright, but, well, think back to your first shop class projects and how they turned out. Without the kids around to control them, they're running wild. Eventually they'll go pure bonkers, and things here will go even more pear-shaped. I wish there was a cleaner way to contain them, but...
I recommend delivery of a swift, decapitating blow with a spade. A fire axe has a distressing tendency to rebound from the vertebrae.
From experience, aye?
A teacher is only as good as his tools.
I can see that. I mean, it's an older game on a self-made engine. It's not a pre-made engine. It runs on Dream Engine, which has been around for the first ones that was used in Anarchy Online. They redeveloped into what this engine is later. And Age of Conan and Secret World both run on a variation of Dream Engine. So it's at least a 7-year-old engine. Okay. Rec Center cannot hold. Let's kill some sparring partners.
School is out.
Sparring partners are outside. Na, 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 na. Here we go. I love that attack, ripping the heart out and crushing it. It's so brutal. I love these wings. Fun. That's jetpacks. Everybody loves jetpacks. Well, these aren't really meant to flap. They're designed to be that way. Yeah. Not really. There's reasonings why you wouldn't want the wings to flap, honestly, but that's another debate. The amount of work that goes into making wings move like that, just for an effect, is pretty heavy. But yeah, as far as like, if you want them to flap, then you want them to flap. But personally, these aren't designed to do that. They're designed to look like they're just rudders. Well, and not wanting to pay somebody to do it, but yeah, it's more than just lazy. There's, you know, lots of factors in developing a game. beyond just anyone can do it, because anyone can't do it. Alright, class of 67. There's a boss in there. Is it in this one? Probably upstairs. And we'll get distracted by the bosses, it's okay. There we go. Hello, Professor. You're actually not the one we want, but we'll kill you anyway. Na, na, na. Is that still the wrong one? Must be upstairs. I don't want to go up there. We'll go up there eventually. I know where he's at. He's in the attic. Mess with that. I don't care. Oh, my inventory's full. Run. Finish up these object lessons here. And here they all come. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. They usually break Agor before that. They did not. Okay, let's see. Next. And next is the old school specters. But we've got lore here. More object lessons. All right. Faintly familiar. Alright, and finally the rec center, which apparently cannot hold. That's lovely. Big huge lump of flesh. You. This flush bump is on fire. Doesn't exactly have the same ring to it. Run, 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 run. Oh, there was a lot of them. Wow. Okay. Don't remember him being that hard to defeat. I'm not used to this particular power set. I usually try to choose different sets. I use Chaos a lot, but Blood is not one I use very often. Oh, let me run. Run, run, run away. Here we go. Run, run. Run. Alright. Try that again. Really need an elite. Oh, he keeps dragging more to me. There we go. Give up. It's okay. Your friend's dead, I know. There we go. Again, my inventory's full. That's alright. We need to upgrade some stuff anyway.
Critical empowerment results.
There it is. Four. Gross. Talk about putting the wet back into wet work. There's a reason we don't allow constructs in the labyrinth, and it's not because we have enough dead-eyed shuffling goons on the regular swing shift. No, they don't get picked up by the bug traps, so they can wander off anywhere into the maintenance tunnels or the ventilation system. And they merge, like you saw in that gym. Sure, they're supposed to be mindless and sexless, but when they bump uglies, it gets real ugly. Oh, you didn't twig on to what was happening. Consider it an education. Ciao, ciao. All right. Back. we go.
Yes?
Ah, you're trailing our mythical weapon of mass destruction then? Oh, aye. Educated guess.
They're not too late, right?
I pure hope not. I have a reputation to uphold as the only thing that's Scottish and dangerous on the island. I should have called in the cavalry as soon as it turned up, but honestly, it caught me with my metaphysical knickers down. I had no idea what it was.
It's not like it's your fault, Miss Usher. No one's ever removed anything from the academy before and gotten through the wards. In one piece.
That open day could have gone better. Anyway, I suspect whoever possesses the weapon lacks the knowledge required to use it, and they'll be looking for answers. The Illuminati built this place with secret passages and tunnels out the wazoo. Supposedly, all their records, covering centuries of occult lore, are kept in an archive, but the archive is hidden.
Wait, the one below the school?
Below the school? Oh, I pure hate it when I repeat things.
I kind of heard about this full-on Illuminati vault. Like, the seniors might have tried to crack the lock a few times, or something. You can see through the floorboards in the old block. I heard.
Ah, that Illuminati archive.
Tell me you're pulling my leg.
No. Well, I couldn't discount a manifestation of unconscious telekinesis.
Well then, there you are. The secret Illuminati archives. Lost to the ages.
So many missions here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and leave for now.
I pure hope this doesn't put you off.
Might have to do that for best of all the faculty and all the Ismuth Academy stuff. Very fun missions, but a lot of missions. Secret Illuminati archives, lost to the edges. Right there. Across the way. Under the school. This mission is a little tedious, but it is fun. It has some really good story. Once you get to it.
Quick access inventory updated.
The Order of Great Works. Things in their place under the stars, the stone lodges erected to the watchful eye, on the bones of the opposers and their symbols buried. Na 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 na. Oh. Bye bye. These are a little above level, which is what makes it kind of tedious to do. Okay, do put back a little bit of a fight. But blood and chaos are pretty high survivability because you've got heals and defense and all that fun. Excuse me. Alright. Okay. Not quite done yet. We still need to collect a couple more symbols before we can open this door. And then we need to find the door. Alright, fine, I'll fight you. Go. Floods. Secret passage. In their place under the stars. Lodges erected. Erected. The watchful eye. The bones of the oppressors. And the symbols buried. Stars, lodges, eye, bones. Is eye, bones, and the symbol. Oh, hello there.
I've been in exile for a very long time. I was forced by false prophets to flee my homeland in disguise, degrade myself by pretending to be something I'm not, to be much less than I truly am. I spent a long time cursing my kind, planning my revenge and victorious return. Eventually, I got on with my life, and now they're all dead and forgotten by those who once worshipped them. There's a lesson in there somewhere, I'm sure. Thing is, I'm ready to be myself once again. No more disguises. Their false prophecies perished with the White God. I'm free, and I don't plan on anything or anyone changing that. It's beautiful, isn't it? And to think this thing was out there all along, while I wasted my time chasing a fucking hammer. I got what I came for, and I need to be moving on. Places to go, spells to cast, gods to wake. Spoiler alert, we'll fight, I'll win, you'll track me down again, just in time to watch your world tumble into chaos. Title scroll, lights come back up. Oh, wait, no, they won't. If I could kill you, I would. I really, really would. I don't like leaving matters unresolved. I do it cleanly and painlessly. None of the fancy stuff. I'm not that sort of villain. No stage magician. I take pride in my work. And I'm not afraid to get my hands filthy. But unless I grind you to a fine dust, the fucking bees will just whisk you away to safety. I've seen it happen enough times. I'll just make sure you're stuck here a while so that I can get on with things. Farewell.
Ah, how rude. That Beaumont's pretty fat. Okay, let's see. Decision and observation of the Blue Ridge Mine and power within. Frank DeVore of New Jersey. So I'd probably heading towards the mine. Head down this way. You can do it. Here's Beaumont. Among the founding fathers of the town. Founding members. Frank DeVore, the DeVore Mansion, Solomon Island. DeVore founded the Blue Ridge Mine and built the DeVore Mansion, one of those two, in 1876. Found guilty of murdering his wife Joanna in October 1881, sentenced to death by hanging, associated with individual named Beaumont. numerous references this person in Diary, connected to other mentions of Beaumont and Solomon Island history. Diary also references important papers regarding the Blue Ridge Mine, located in the mansion. Located in the mansion, not in the mansion. Oh, important papers are going to be in the mansion. Gotcha. Okay. But papers appear to have been hidden. Our agents have been unable to retrieve. Devore Mansion has recently been sold to E. Franklin. Okay, so we gotta get out of here. That's not good. Going out that way. What's in this one here? The natives did not take kindly to trying to mine there, that's for sure. Hello. Out, 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 out. Darn it. Alright, there we go. Feel that going. Run. Alright, there we go. There we go. And this guy will kill me half the time. More than half the time. But he's not necessary to defeat. Did pretty well with him that time. Christ, seriously, I have no words. No words. Okay, so yeah, powerful sorcerer, no question, but you let him lead you into a trap and catch your pants down. With your pants down. We are not amused. Do better? I'm sure you can pick up the trail again. Very sure. Just, be better equipped and in better shape because so far, so bad. We'd rather you take your time and get it right than cause another major fuck up like this. You're lucky he didn't just disintegrate you right where you were standing. Given how inexperienced you are, he could have. I'm actually very surprised he didn't. Jesus Christ. I mean, no words. So again, Keiji was very happy with us earlier. Not so much now. Yes. And such is the life of the Illuminati. Why I don't play Illuminati very often. And we have a travel to Blue Mountain and lots of walking and all that fun stuff, but I think here's a good enough place to call it. We've had our good times and had our bad times, had our praise and our scolding. It's scary. So, thank you everybody for showing up. Random Mondays. Again, every Monday we generally play some random game that the wheel decides that we're going to play from a list. The last couple times it's been Secret World Legends. I think it's just that's going with the holiday, with the anniversary. The fate was being nice to the game. We played it a lot on Thursdays. But yeah, so tomorrow is Tuesday, so there'll be some Tomb Raider time. And there'll be all sorts of other stuff coming on that you can see on Twitter or on the website. Man, thank you and have a good day.